Hello, everyone. A very good evening on what has been a very long day for many of us. And I'd say a gut-wrenching result at the end with that 94th minute winner by Liverpool. Sometimes you don't get what you deserve in life. Sometimes you don't get what you deserve in football. And I think today was one of those days. It's heartbreaking, it's gut-wrenching, but it's football and it happens. And it always seems to happen to us against Liverpool, to be fair. I'm just going to say hello to some people already in the chat. Becca Hart, Katie. Drop down if you're just joining where you're watching from. We've got Carl's in Headsford. It is raining. Patrick Baisley, bad luck, boys. You deserved a lot more. Derek's over in New Zealand. Good morning to you, Derek. And we got there. Kevin, it's football. We will be back. Kevin saying yes. So drop your thoughts. We've got some fantastic guests already lined up, including one of the international fans, one of the newest of my international fans, Adam, who is now a fully fledged Wolf after his visit. 5,000 miles to go and watch Wolves draw 0-0 with Burnley at Molineux on a very, very cold night. That is a commitment to the cause, indeed. And you'll be hearing from him as well. And of course, I should also say it was Samosa Saturday today. And I've got my Samosa t-shirt on still there. And that was raising funds for Dementia UK. And I know Manny's put a bit of a note out, nearly £6,000 raised. My Auntie Sylvia actually passed away from dementia this week. So it's a cause very close to my heart. So thank you to everyone that's helped and everyone that's donated. It's incredible. The Wolfpack comes together, £6,000 almost raised in a single day for Dementia UK. Kevin's from the North Texas Gold and Black Army. Fantastic. Patrick's over in Dublin. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to bring on our first guest today, who pretty much goes home and away and always talks a lot of sense as well. And that's Jack. Hello, Jack.
Evening, David. Evening, everyone. You all okay?
Yeah, fantastic to obviously to meet you before the game. Thanks ever so much for donating to Samosa Saturday today. Did you enjoy your samosa?
Yeah, fantastic. They're always great, aren't they? I mean, Manny's done it quite a lot, hasn't he, over the years, and raised an incredible amount of money for a really important cause. And it's always great just to get involved and be part of it, isn't it? And well done to everyone that was involved again today.
Absolutely. And I was very glad. It was cold and windy, but it didn't rain, so I was quite glad.
Yeah, the rain held off to full time, didn't it, for you?
It held off. It just started to rain at the end. It was like the gods were crying because of that last minute goal, man. I mean, how sick did you feel?
It was almost poetic, wasn't it? Yeah.
How sick did you feel when that went in?
It's like you said, gut wrenching is probably the best word to use, isn't it? I mean, I think what I said to my friends when we came out of the game, I think there's a difference between what you deserve and what you earn. I'm not quite sure we deserved a point because Liverpool were the better team, but I think we definitely earned it with the way we defended.
You know what? That's a really, really good way of putting it, Jack. We might not have deserved it because I like how you've put that, because they did have more possession. They did have much more better opportunities. But I think we earned, like you say, I think we did earn a point because the way we did play, and we did scare them a couple of times, but we were they were gutted at the end, weren't they, on their backs, like we all were. They put everything in and, I think we earned the point. I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I think, we knew going into the game. I mean, I know me and you talked before the game and we'd got that little feeling. I think we call it blind optimism when you follow the Wolves, don't you? Today could be the day, but you knew Liverpool, they're in such great form and they've got quality all over the pitch. We were going to have one of those days to get anything from the game. And I thought actually tactically we probably did what we needed to do. We were tight, we were obdurate, we were compact. I mean, I think Ait-Nouri kept Salah so quiet all game, didn't he? I think that was probably the difference in the end.
I gave Ait-Nouri as my man of the match. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. And it was telling, wasn't it, that the goal came from that end. Yeah. I felt for Hoover a little bit because he came on and I don't think he was quite up to the pace of the game. And that's where we got caught out right at the end.
Yeah, I think about 30 seconds before the goal, Hoover's up the other end of the pitch, isn't he, on a sort of a break, and I think he stumbles over his own feet, and he's probably trying to get back. The adrenaline, he's just come on the pitch. He probably doesn't quite judge the flight of the ball, gives Salah half a yard, and that's all he needs, isn't it? And he gets the ball across the box, and then it goes in.
Yeah, I mean, it was Origi. He's a bit of a pain in the neck for us, isn't he, Origi?
Yeah, again, it's one of them. I know you speak to Liverpool fans, they're kind of like, Origi, why is he still at Liverpool? But he gets them goals as he comes off the bench a lot and scores goals. And it's the kind of player that top teams have, isn't it? Someone that would start for most of the Premier League teams. But for them, he sits on the bench, he comes on with 20 minutes to go. And quite often he gets them a goal or impacts the game, doesn't he, by holding the ball.
He scored some big goals for them. Really well. And to be honest, for Liverpool, that goal could end up being a massive goal for them come to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
the top three is so close.
Yeah, you saw the celebrations from their dugout when it went in. They were almost on the pitch, weren't they? Sort of in a huddle when it went in, and especially with Chelsea dropping points today as well. That was probably a big 3 points for them. That they did. I think you could kind of see with 20 minutes to go the body language on the Liverpool. They were expecting to be ahead by then, I think, and they were starting to think, oh, we should be winning by now. What do we need to do?
Why aren't we?
Yeah. Or not in an arrogant way, but in a kind of, well, this is not what we expected. We've got to have to step up here, and they did, to be fair.
Well, Jack, this is a Liverpool side that's in incredible form. You know, they're scoring goals from. They played their arch rivals Everton and spanked them 4. They'd scored 2 goals or more in their last 18 competitive matches in any competition. They were averaging this season something like 3 goals a game. And there's a stat I saw, there's only Wolves and Chelsea, something like in the last 6 months or something like that have kept them from scoring 2 goals. And we nearly kept them from scoring any.
We did, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that they're in such great form, like we said, and I think the quality that they've got showed through. I mean, they probably weren't at their absolute scintillating best. I think that their fans would probably admit the same. But the thing when you play Liverpool, they're only ever 1 pass away from getting in. And you could see that all game, the way that Thiago and Fabinho and Henderson were kind of pressing onto our back. There was always ever 1 pass. They were looking for that 1 pass. They don't try and overplay in the same way that Man City do and try and pass you to death. It was always, where's that 1 pass we want? And they got it in the end, didn't they? But I thought we defended really, really well today as a unit and as individuals. And I think there was a Liverpool fan that was kind of with us towards the end of the game, and he was saying, I can't believe Kilman doesn't get a game for England. And it's that kind of thing, isn't it?
Kilman is immense. He's like a giant in that defense. Unbelievable. This is, I mean, he played a few games, but he's undroppable for me. And we heard the song ring out today, Kilman for England. And surely with performances like he's putting in, he's got to be starting to get noticed and knocking on that door, because he's so serene and he's so calm, and some of the tackles he puts in, and you get up and you play the ball out. He just seems so in control the whole time.
I think it's telling that Virgil van Dijk was playing today and he wasn't the best centre half on the pitch. Kilman was. That's the telling thing for me. You watch the two of them and you think, well, Kilman is kind of like a Van Dijk type player. I think he's not quite at that level yet. But you can see the way that he sort of brings the ball out. He's very calm, very composed.
How old's Van Dijk?
I think he's late. Is he late 20s, 28, 29, something like that?
I'm sure Carl Whitehouse in the chat will come up, because he's Mr. Stato, one of my members, and I'm sure he'll come on with that as well. My point is, I'm sure he's late 20s. And with a central defender, they don't really start to hit their peak till they get to sort of 27, 28, that sort of age. Kilman's 23, 24.
Yeah, he's
And
24, isn't he? Yeah.
yeah, he's a young lad still. And he's got, I'm so happy that we've got him tied down on a 5-year contract, because I just think he's going to be a mainstay of our defence for many years to come, to be
Yeah,
honest.
and I think it's another example of not giving up on a young player, isn't it? Because he is 24. He's not a 19, 20-year-old that we've sort of thrown in from nowhere. He's been with us for a few years. He's had a little taste in the first year he was with us. Then this year he played a few Europa games, a few Cup games, a couple of Premier League games. Last year he played 10, 11 Premier League games, whereas now he's already beaten that total already, hasn't he? And we're only just into December. So you can see that progression in terms of his game time and his exposure
100%.
to the first team. It's been really well judged by Wolves.
Absolutely. And we should mention Casper in the chat, Casper John Rad has said, which I think we should touch on, a brilliant minute's applause by the whole ground for that young lad today. It was very emotional, that was.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. I mean, obviously
everyone stood
living
as
round
well.
here, you kind of follow it on the news. It's terrible, isn't it? And like you say, your thoughts go out to the people that loved him, and you know, you just hope that we don't have to hear about things like that again, you know, and things can be put in place as a result. That's the one thing with cases like that, is that people do learn lessons, and hopefully things can improve, whether it's the services, whether it's the processes and things. So let's hope some good comes from it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Totally right. And mate, you know, it was brilliant that the whole ground, they didn't just clap, they stood up. Satya's listening from Spain. Great channel, said unlucky today. It's great. We've got people from all over the world that tune in as well. So if you're watching, wherever you're watching from, let us know. We've got a comment here, and thanks for the donation as well. Akash Sharif says, I'm a Liverpool fan, but you lot were one of the toughest challenges for us. Kilman, an academy player, Guy will be a star. Good luck for the season. That's respect and quality comment from a Liverpool fan. Thank you so much for that. Do you agree with that, what he said? You know, one of the toughest challenges, I think it's fair to say we were.
Yeah, I think that's kind of going into the game. You watch Liverpool sometimes. I watched them. I can't remember who they played now the other week, and the opposition just gave them the game basically.
Yeah.
And you're thinking as a Wolves fan, right? Today, whatever happens, if they beat us, they've got to earn it. We don't give it to them; they've got to earn it, and they did. And that's kind of what you ask for, isn't it? When you're playing one of the top teams, because you know they've got the quality. Make them show it. Don't give them easy goals. Don't make mistakes. You know, don't sit back and let them play and make them earn the win. And to be fair, they did. Like I said, I think if you're talking about who deserved the points, it's difficult to argue anything other than Liverpool. But in terms of earning it, then I thought we were in the game from pretty much all of it, weren't we? And the defensive display that we put in, you could really make a case that clean sheet would have been very, very well earned, and that would have given us a bonus point, you'd probably say, wouldn't you, in terms of, you know, we're not expected to compete with Liverpool in the table, and results like today and games like today aren't going to define our season. But if you get something from it, it's a huge confidence booster for everyone, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's probably why it's so frustrating and disappointing that it's been taken away in the last minute. I think if they'd have won 1-0 and scored in the first minute, it's a lot easier to take than if they score in the 94th, isn't it?
Absolutely. So. And Jake here's interesting comment. I'll put this to you as well, Jack. Deserved a point, but the team seems to be getting worse in the attacking third. We did not go at Liverpool like we did Tottenham, United and Leicester early season. What would you say to that?
I think that's a fair observation, isn't it? I mean, I think we got 12 goals in 15 games, which is poor, isn't it? I mean, you can dress it up and you can make excuses and things, but that is a poor return. I think the first 3 games, I think Bruno came in, didn't he? He wanted to get his ideas across, and we attacked those 3 teams at the start, but got no points and no goals. And I think he sort of said, oh, just hold on a second. I need to get some points. I need to work out how these players can play. Because don't forget, a lot of this squad have been playing under Nuno for 3 years, 4 years, in a very certain style of play. And that transition into what Bruno wants to play, Bruno ball, if you want to call it that, won't happen overnight. He tried to make it happen overnight.
2 more transfer windows, Jack. I reckon there's something will be happening in January. But I mean, I was talking to Tim Spears at the Sleep Out, and we were talking about January, and we were talking about summer. and we're both under the thought that Wolves will go big next summer. Because they haven't got the FFP restrictions of the Europa League like we have had, which was hampering us. I think it'll be interesting to see what does happen. So a couple of people have said about the January window. Obviously, there's the ongoing saga with Traore. I'll ask you a question now, Jack, and I'll ask everyone on the thing. If someone came in with 40 million for Traore, would you sell him, yes or no?
In one word, yes.
And reinvest the money?
Just to reinvest, and because I think he's the kind of player, if we're going to push forwards, I'm trying to think how to word it, you have to build your tactical plan around him when he plays. There has to be a big element of how you play. It has to involve Traore, whether it's how you move the ball quickly to him, it's where he plays on the pitch. Whereas I think people like Podence, for example, you can sort of play him and you can be quite flexible in how you play. You can have him dropping deep. You can have him pushing out wide. You can have him almost pressing on the last defence, if you like. Whereas Traore kind of only plays one way, and so the team has to play to his strengths in order to get anything from him. I actually think he played well today, Traore. He was probably our main.
Yeah, he did.
He did worry them at times.
He scared the Liverpool defenders. I mean, I think he scared Van Dijk because they were slicing it and tackling him and getting the ball out, and it was an outlet for us to get the ball. I mean, I thought Jose Sarr had another fantastic game. That save that he made in the second half, obviously that he made, and then there was another one that it was a rebound that he saved. Okay, he made a mistake when he came out, and Jota, it was Jota, wasn't it, that got in, and it looked for all the world that he was going to just put the ball, and then Cody, my God, how brave is he?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Did you think, oh my God, that it was a certain goal?
I was thinking, oh, here we go. But that's what we were talking about when you earn that clean sheet, and we nearly did. And it's things like that, isn't it? Throwing your body on the line to block a shot, or making a last-ditch tackle and things like that. You have to kind of earn that, particularly when you play the top teams. Because when Jota's going through there, isn't he? He's thinking, I've got a goal here. And he did almost try and walk in, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that gave Cody the opportunity to get back and make the block. It was a brilliant piece of defending, wasn't it? And like we said, that's the kind of thing you have to do when you're playing Liverpool or playing the City.
Absolutely. And to finish off with your part, the segment, Jack, I'll be very intrigued to hear your performance rating today, and also who you're going to give your man of the match, because I think there's quite a few you could pick from today.
There are, yeah. I mean, a performance rating, I would say, we're probably an 8.
I mean, yeah.
We didn't offer enough going forward, if we're being sort of brutally honest. But I don't think that's how you play against Liverpool, is it? You don't open the game up and turn it into almost a basketball end-to-end kind of thing.
If you play a basketball match against them, you're going to lose, aren't you?
Yeah. So, but defensively, I thought we were outstanding. And I think it's got to be an 8, hasn't it? We were what, 40 seconds away from what would have been a really good point. Man of the match, I think Aït-Nouri.
Yeah.
I think that right hand side, Salah and Alexander-Arnold, is as good as anything you'll play against this season, and he kept them both so quiet, didn't he?
Has he picked up an injury? As well. Has he picked up an injury? Because I know he's going down with cramp and he came off, but I saw something.
I think it's a bit of a recurring issue with him, isn't it? He's gone off a few times with sort of cramp and tight hamstrings in like the 85th minute, 86th minute, things like that. Whether he's just not, because he's going up and down all game, isn't he? And he's only 19. Whether he's not quite got that.
Is he only 19?
I think he's only 19, isn't he?
The maturity of that young man is unbelievable. He's a player. He is.
Yeah,
and he did take on some. What about that run in the end of the first half when he jinked inside 2, and then the shot wasn't great. He went out for a throw in. He saw glory, and that was probably our best opportunity of the match, to be fair.
Yeah, he did really well, didn't he? And he, like I say, he just won it on his swinger, wasn't it, on his right foot, and he put it out into the stand, didn't he? But like I say, I thought he was outstanding, and we've talked a lot about Aït-Nouri in terms of he offers so much going forward, but I'm a bit worried about him at the back. Well, his defensive work this season has improved.
Massively. I thought Semedo had a good game as well, mate.
Semedo was good, yeah. Again, he doesn't get beaten very often, does he, on 1v1 on that right-hand side. He's very, very solid this season. He hasn't given away too many errors or chances, as he does. The penalty at Leeds, which springs to mind, but other than that, not really much. I thought the whole sort of goalkeeper and back five were really good today. Saïss always worries you, doesn't it? Because he's always got a lunge in him or a silly error, but he was really solid today. Like we said, Cody was great in terms of organising it and getting back, and Kilman was Kilman, if we say like that, because we're just so used to in the season doing that kind of performance. And then, like you said, Sarr kept us in the game with a couple of really good saves. The one second half when I think Dendoncker sliced the ball over his own shoulder and it went to Mane and he had the snapshot and Sarr pushed it around the post. That's an unbelievable save. Really top draw save.
And will you be at City next week?
Yeah, we're at City next week. Yeah, early start, isn't it? But again, let's go and see what we can do. Let's not give it up already. Let's go and see what we can do. We've won there in the past, haven't we? And
we have
points off them.
It's only Liverpool that is the only team that we've not beaten since we've been promoted.
Yeah, I know we won in the cup, didn't we, against them, but yeah.
I reckon we'll go to Anfield last match of the season and scupper their title thing on the last day or something.
Well, because we're looking at the fixtures after the game, and our last 2 away games are Chelsea and Liverpool, and I'm thanks. That's a nice way to end the season, isn't it? But
we'll definitely have a role to play in the title.
I think because I think those three, you'll struggle to separate them all season. I really do. And I think you could see today that they're a class above anything we've played all season, aren't they? I know we've played the Tottenham, Man United, Leicester's, but Liverpool are a class above all those guys.
And we've got, of course, in quick succession, we've got City and Chelsea coming up as well. So, they're all difficult points. We've got Brighton sandwiched in between who haven't won in 10, but they keep grinding out results with 10 men as they did again today. Jack, thank you so much for contributing, and I'm sure you'll come on after the Man City match.
No worries. See you later,
all
guys.
The best, buddy.
Cheers. See ya.
So that's Jack, who always makes some fantastic points. I do want to say a big thank you again to Spider VPN for powering this show. If you're listening and you're watching, feel free to share it across your social channels. Make sure if you're enjoying the content, you smash a like to the video. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy the content in this particular video. And, we're going to be bringing on now, I think he's back in LA. Adam.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, man? Are you back in LA now?
I'm back in LA. I've been back about 24 hours now. I got back yesterday. I'm a bit jet lagged, so.
So you're becoming quite a little bit of a little star whilst you were over and stuff like that. I think you were on BBC Midlands today, weren't you?
Yeah, it was so crazy. I was taking the train from London to Wolverhampton, and I started getting DMs from these people like, I'm a producer. Can we have you on? I was like, okay. And I was on a radio show, and it was all a bit crazy. My wife was just like, this is so weird. I'm like, I know, this is crazy, but it was fun. It was a thrill, and we had a good time.
And am I right in saying that you know Michael Bublé?
I do know Michael Bublé, yes.
I dropped you a message. I don't know if we've connected on Instagram yet, but we have. But I was on your Instagram, and I'm sure he gave you a shirt or something, and you tagged Michael Bublé in there. Do you want to let people know what that was and how you know Michael Bublé?
Yeah, so I work in the music industry. So I know a lot of big name artists. I actually work with the band Linkin Park for about 14 years. I know them very, very well. They're good friends of mine. I started working with Michael Bublé, 4 or 5 years ago. And we became really good friends over the lockdown. Him and I would FaceTime about 6 times a day. And we both are big time into sports and big sports fans. And he's a big hockey fan, and I'm a big hockey fan. And my team is the Chicago Blackhawks. And when I left my last job that I worked with him at, I worked for Warner Records, his record label. He sent me he got a jersey signed by one of the best players in the National Hockey League who plays for the Blackhawks. He got it signed for me and sent it to me as a gift. So
that's amazing. When I was in New York, I actually went to Madison Square Garden and took in a hockey match, and it was the New York Rangers against the Washington something or other.
Well, yep. I mean, I grew up playing hockey. Hockey's the sport I grew up. I was a really good hockey player as a kid. Much better than I was playing soccer. I'll say soccer right now, but so I was a big hockey player growing up. So
fantastic. And now you've obviously we're looking for that Premier League team. You picked the Wolves, which is fantastic. What was it that attracted you to the Wolves again?
You know, my friends all support different big teams, the Chelsea's and Liverpool. One of my best friends is a massive Liverpool fan, has like a huge tattoo on his arm.
Yeah.
So we were texting all morning today. And so when I picked the team, I thought, well, I don't want to pick one of the big guys. That's kind of boring. You know, I wanted to pick, you know, a team that I felt like had a lot of community and I like that. You get Mike Shinoda a Wolves shirt. He's from the band Linkin Park, for those who aren't aware. No, I wanted to support a club that I felt like I could be a part of the community. And it's funny about this Mike Shinoda comment in the Linkin Park is I'm really tight with the Linkin Park fans. I toured with that band for a really long time all around the world.
That's amazing.
I know their fans. I know Linkin Park fans on every corner of the earth. And it's a real community and it's a real place where fans connect and I could connect with fans. And I wanted that with my soccer club. Sorry, my football club. And lo and behold, I found it. Like, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, it's been fun.
I'll tell you what, that was some trip. Was it something like 5,700 and something miles that you traveled?
Something. I did the math, like exactly from my house to Molineux, and it was like 5,317 miles or something like that.
That's fantastic.
Incredible. Yeah. Worth every mile.
What's the weather like in LA at the moment?
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm looking out the window. It's sunny and I don't know, it's probably 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not quite sure what that is.
And then you come over and you're on a cold, blustery, wet night at Molineux, and you loved every second of it.
As we were boarding the flight at Heathrow, we got one last blast of cold air, like as we're walking, you know, onto the plane. And I turn to my wife and I go, oh, I'm going to miss that because it's supposed to be like 80 degrees here tomorrow. And I would much rather take the cold and the wind and the rain. I love that it was freezing cold at Molineux that night. It was fantastic. I've come down with a bit of a cold and I probably from that, but it was fantastic.
Absolutely. And you'll be coming back again at some point, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I'm definitely coming back.
And I need one of them little guitar clip things as well. Like,
I know. I was thinking like maybe I should just send you all I have some leftovers. Maybe I should send you the leftovers and you can hand them out to everyone who I didn't get a chance to do that.
I could do that, mate. That would be brilliant. That one. We could do that for sure. So have you watched the game today?
I watched the game today. Yeah, I was up at about 3 a.m. because I was jet lagged, so I was up a few hours already.
Crikey! And how did you feel watching that game? On the edge of your seats at time, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, it was exciting. It was about as exciting as it gets. I fully expected Liverpool to really control the game, and it was really nice to see Wolves counter that, and it didn't feel like we were just being run over the entire time. I was thinking about the City game last year where City just put on a clinic against Wolves, like just a clinic, and it was just like it just felt like you were playing City, and I kind of expected that today after Burnley the other day, you know. So for Wolves to do what they did today, it was exciting, and it was what a heartbreaking way to lose, but man, was it an exciting game. And I'm proud of the boys for how they played in such a physical match too. And man, they all just put their bodies on the line. I kept thinking, like, I bet they went into that dressing room and just collapsed on the floor because they gave it all. Yeah, exactly.
They did. And that block from Cody on the line was unbelievable, wasn't it? It was fantastic.
I just thought Connor Cody today showed why he's the captain, and Connor Cody today led by example. He was the guy who said, this is what it means to play for this team against a team like Liverpool. Like he got hurt and he got up, and I thought he might come off the pitch.
Do you know the backstory with Cody?
Yeah, I mean, I know I know he's originally a huge Liverpool fan. He
came through Liverpool's, I think, academy. He was with them for a long time.
Right.
So that's why when they sing the Connor Cody, they think he's a Scotia, but he's really gold and black. That's
Right.
kind of where that line comes from. And
Right.
I tell you what, he's full on Wolves now, mate.
I know, I mean, I got this shirt when I was over there, and I couldn't decide what player I was going to get on. And last minute, I was like, I'm getting a Cody. I'm getting Cody. That's my guy. So
Is that on the back of your shirt?
yeah, I got
Let's
Cody
have a
on
look.
there.
Hey, fantastic! That is
So
absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, what would you say your performance rating was for today?
I'd probably agree with Jack. I mean, I'd give him an 8. I really wish we could have put a ball in the back of the net. But you know, the way the defense played, the way, I mean, all of those guys back there were just amazing. On another level today, it felt like all sacrificing their bodies. It was such a physical match. And they were up for it. I really felt like the only guy who kind of wasn't up for the physicality of the match was Hwang. He seemed a bit tentative all day today, almost scared to touch the ball.
I think that's a good point, Adam, actually, because I felt a little bit the same today, that he seems to have, I don't know, he seems to have gone off I don't know what it is at the last few games. He doesn't seem as involved. I think he's trying, but he doesn't seem to be contributing as much in the last few games, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, there was a moment right before he came off where there was a ball played kind of his general area, and he kind of started running towards it, and then a Liverpool player was running at this, and he just kind of stopped. And I turned to my wife and I go, "What is he doing?" And literally a minute and a half later, he got yanked out. And I wonder if like maybe Bruno saw that too and was like, if you're not up for this, then get off the pitch. That was a bit disappointing to see, because I've really liked his performance, you know, this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's got something. He's strong and stuff. It's just, I don't know what it is the last few games. Well, I can't put my finger on it really, but maybe he's just gone a little bit off the boil a bit. But we aren't creating as much going forward. He's not as involved. Okay, we've only scored, I think something like 12 goals this season. But I mean, looking across that game today, who would you pick out as your man of the match?
It's so easy to say Ryan Aït-Nouri, so I'm not going to, just because, again, I just think what Connor Cody did today against his original team and his hometown team. When you see, Kilman, this young player, or Aït-Nouri, like, they're looking up to Connor Cody, and Connor Cody today said, like, this is what it takes. Like, this is what it takes to play in this league at the highest level against the best players in the world. And to stop that goal the way he did, I just loved what Connor Cody brought to the table today, and he was a real leader today. He
was a warrior. I mean, second half, he was like the walking wounded. He was down for about 3. I was worried for a little while that he might have to come off, because he looked in a lot of pain.
And he did, and I'm not sure if you could see, if you guys were there, but like, I mean, he was wincing, like he was in real pain. It looked like when they were kind of zooming in on him on the TV. So I thought he was done. And at that point, if he would have come off, I think it would have been a bloodbath. But thankfully, he stayed on. And
I gotta admit, I was in the stand at the North Bank the following out, and I was kind of like, Cody comes off, who's going to march to the centre of that defence? So I was a little, because there's quite a long way to go at that point in the game as well.
Yeah,
but he battled on.
He battled on. I just loved what Connor Cody brought today. True Wolf there.
So you're going for Cody as your man of the match, mate, and I'm guessing you'll be watching the City match next week.
Absolutely, it's an early one. It's on at 4:30 a.m. here. I'll be up. Don't even worry about it. I'll be awake.
Fantastic, mate. And look out for Adam as well, because you've sent your international fan reaction over. So that'll be out in the next 24 to 48 hours on the channel as well, along with some of the other guys around the world as well. So thanks for that, Adam. You were really quick in getting that across as well. Appreciate it.
I try to keep it, do it quickly while it's still fresh in my head.
In the moment, exactly. That's the best way. Absolutely brilliant. All right, well, hopefully you'll come on the Extra Time show again, and we'll talk about those guitar picks.
Absolutely. Sounds good, man.
Nice one. Cheers, Adam, mate.
Dave.
That was Adam, who's fully part of the Wolf pack now, really top top bloke as well. And absolutely brilliant the Wolves have got fans all over the world, over there in Los Angeles, but they have got a lot better weather. I think Merv in the chat says we've got thunderstorms, rain, and 4 degrees, and it's 65 degrees over there with Adam. But like, he's up in the early hours watching the game, and that's commitment, which is absolutely fantastic. And we do have a debut on the channel coming up next, because we've also got in the backstage, we've got Matt, Max, and Josh as well. But we have a debut coming on right now. Hello, Carrie.
Hi, Dave.
Absolutely. You've got that lovely white top on. And of course, we were working together on the samosa store today, and we became friends over at the Sleep Out a couple of weeks ago for the foundation and the Good Shepherd raising money for the homeless and the Feed Our Pack campaign. And today was all about Dementia UK. How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I've just about warmed up. It was very cold today being out there, so I've just about warmed back up, I think. Yeah,
well, you worked damn hard because you were behind the store the whole time, and obviously Manny just announcing, I think we've raised nearly £6,000 for the cause, which is incredible. And that's due to what a team of the Samosa crew is. And also all the Wolves fans that have come and donated in such force to 3,000 samosas got rid of.
Yeah.
And nearly £6,000 raised. We've got a few people that are saying, hi, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. And hi, Carrie. Barry saying welcome to you as well, which is lovely.
Thank
so we'll
you.
say hello. Carrie, when we got to the samosa box, the bloke in front of us took the
I'm
last
so
three.
sorry.
Oh.
They all by 2:30, they're just all sold out.
I know they did, didn't they? And you see, look, this is what I was saying. We've got such a nice community. You're making your debut and everyone's making you welcome.
I did. I did get talked into this today, didn't I, Dave?
Well, I'd kind of didn't give you much choice, did I really?
No, you did not, no.
But you do like your musicals like me as well, which is all good.
I do.
So what time did you get into the ground?
I literally just made it for kickoff. So as I got into my seat, they were just coming out of the tunnel. So it was really lucky.
Perfect. And where were you sitting today?
I sit in W2, so the Billy Wright.
And the Billy Wright do sing these days as well.
We do. This is a really
not the Billy Quiet anymore, is it?
No, everybody calls it the Billy Quiet, and honestly, especially where we sit, it's so loud. I don't know why it's got this reputation, but we do love a good sing song.
You do, absolutely. And I mean, what did you feel? What was your general gist of the whole game? And how were you feeling when that goal went in right at the end?
Devastated. Obviously, when the goal went in, I think pretty much mirroring what the other two guys have said that have been on. I think defensively we were really strong today. I didn't really feel as if at any one point I was really scared of the Liverpool coming at us. I felt we kept them at bay fairly well all match. I think we could do with more going forward, but as the other guys have said, when you're against Liverpool, you've got to pick your battles maybe. And defensively, I thought we smashed it today.
Absolutely. And the thing is with Liverpool as well, and that they're not just good with the ball, they're really, really good off the ball as well. How they win the ball back, and they're like a rush. They're all over here, and we couldn't really get any sustained period of play where we took control of the game, because they kept nicking the ball off, and I think we only had 3 shots, which I think wasn't great, and they had about 17. I'm not sure how many were on target. They obviously had a lot more percent in terms of the possession, but we couldn't really get any sustained period of play where we.
Well, I think that's the frustration, isn't it? You can see they're an attacking side. We are not an attacking side. We don't go in and grab that ball back. The second we got it, they were on us. They were taking that ball back, and then we sit back a bit and we'll win it back when we can. So I think that's obviously where we need to focus in the windows in January, in the summer. We need, and I think Bruno will bring that in.
Well, I personally think you can't really. I don't think he's really going to get to where he wants to be until the start of next season, because I think ultimately he wants to play the four at the back. He's obviously the Benfica team that he played with, very attacking, scoring over 100 goals. I mean, and at the moment he's still developing. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the January transfer window if anyone does go out. If we can strengthen, we need to strengthen. But don't forget as well, we've also got the likes of Neto coming back. Hopefully, Johnny Otto. Fingers crossed.
Excited for that. We've missed him. We've definitely missed Neto. You know, and I think today, you know, on the pitch, we missed that pace as well going forward. We missed Pedence. I think, you know, we've missed him.
I agree, because I mean, I'm a big fan of Pedence. My dad, as anyone who watches the channel, is a big fan, and he calls him Bonanza, as you probably know, which is quite funny. But like, he's obviously been out long term with COVID. You know, not in terms of like, I don't think he was seriously ill, but obviously he's had to isolate. And now we know we've got Marcel that's out, which is a concern if Aitnar is injured. But Daniel Pedence, to me, offers something different. And I think possibly because he hasn't fully trained is why he didn't bring him on. He brought Power on again. But I do think Daniel Pedence gives us something that no one else in the team does. He gets into those little pockets of space. He's very, very tricky, such a low centre of gravity. And he gives us another option going forward. And we all saw what happened when he came on against Villa. And he single-handedly turned the game and gave us that new dimension. We've seen him do that quite well. And, of course, he was a starter recently as well. I think it was it the West Ham game that he was a starter and he had such a good game as well. And then, of course, he goes and gets COVID and he's out for 3 matches. And I think he didn't come on today because probably he wasn't fully match fit and up to, you know, being out. I've probably done some training at home, but he hadn't trained with the team. So hopefully he'll be back in strong contention for next week against City.
Yeah, I hope so. And like I say, I think we've got exciting times ahead. And, you know, the fact that we did hold Liverpool for 94 minutes today, you know, that's brilliant. You know, how many teams so far have done that this season against Liverpool? I think, you know, exciting times to come.
And there's a question here for you from Jake, Carrie. Another goal from Gibbs White today. Do you think we should bring him back in January?
I really like Gibbs White, and he is one of our own, playing exceptionally well at the moment. But I wonder whether that's his limit. You know, whether it's too much for him in the Premier League. I'd love to see him back, and I hope that being out on loan has done him some good. But I just wonder right now where he'd fit in the team. Yeah,
I mean, he plays that sort of position, doesn't he? Where I think he can play behind the front too. He likes to play the through balls. He's got a shot in him. But then you've also got Jordan that's coming back, Luke Kundle. Who's
I'm excited about Luke. We've seen an amazing good things about him. So I think that would be an exciting prospect to see on the pitch.
Carl says there's no recall clause on Morgan Gibbs White. I disagree with you there, Carl. There is. From what I've been told by reporters, there is a recall option. If Wolves wanted to bring him back in January, they could. So there was a recall option built into that. I'm pretty certain with it because I've got that clarified from a few reporters. Wolves FC says, well, Pedence is back. His Kobe's Man City game probably starts. Can we go there? Only 2 strikers there, Raul and Pedence. Jake Gibbs White's 2 assists as well in the Championship. Never managed much in the Premier League. You know, there's lots out there. I mean, you know, Gibbs White, according to Shane, ain't good enough for Wolves. Need players better than him. But then people were saying that about Max Kilman, and look at him.
Well, I think since he's getting his regular start, though, I mean, it just shows that having that consistency of the regular start has worked wonders for Kilman. I mean, he's a powerhouse. You don't realise quite how big he is, and you know how domineering he is there. I think he's just been brilliant. I think he had another great match today.
He did. He's very solid defensively. And if you look at Raul Jimenez as well, because obviously he's, you know, our number 9, and you've seen how when he was at Benfica and the other teams, he was coming off the bench. When he's come to Wolves, he's got regular match time and he's improved. And you could say the same for the likes of Gibbs White out on loan, playing regularly in a tough division, Sheffield United. It's a very tough division, the Championship. That'll harden him up. I'd, see him coming back, and making a difference, whether or not it's in January or whether it's back in the summer. I still think Wolves have got long-term aspirations for Gibbs White, and I think he's learning a lot by being out on loan at Sheffield. I don't see them bringing him back in January, though.
No.
Merv agrees with you. Kilman is a colossus.
He is. He's a powerhouse there. And I think since Bolly's not been in, we've missed that height. So it's good having him there as well, to have that height, because we haven't got the tallest team, have we? So
no, it's a bit better than last year in terms of and we have done well with set pieces, whereas it was a weakness last year. Carrie, give us your performance rating for today and your man of the match.
I would agree. I think with the other two, I think we were an 8. I think, solid 8 today, which against the likes of Liverpool is amazing. And again, I've toyed with my man of the match, and I agree with Adam. I think I'm going to go Cody. I mean, he quite literally took one for the team today, didn't he?
He did.
So
he did.
I agree with Adam. I think Cody did a sterling job today.
He absolutely did. And, what's your next game that you're at, do you know?
Well, I was at City, but I had to say I couldn't go. So I'm at Chelsea, the next one.
Oh, so you can't go.
I'm sitting by you, Dave, for Chelsea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Bank for Chelsea.
You're in the North Bank, are you? Which area?
NL5.
Oh, right, you're over the other side to me. I'm over in NL2. It's a shame you can't go to City. I bet you're.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I had the tickets to go, but I had to change my plans, unfortunately. So with Chelsea, but then I'm at Arsenal away. So
that'd be a good trip. So you go thinking. So like anytime you go to a match, we need to be getting you on. Have you enjoyed coming on today?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been
not as bad as you thought.
I don't know whether I'll commit to coming on after everyone, but
well, I'll get you on a bit closer. You know what, Carrie? It's really important, I think, that we get to hear from female fans represented, and I'd like to get more female fans coming on and talking. We get a lot of the guys come, which of course, but it's brilliant, and I'm sure everyone in the chat and everyone backstage will agree. It's good to hear from female fans, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come on.
It's no problem. Thank you for asking me.
And Barry has said, excellent contribution. Stu says, well done, Carrie. Adam's here saying completely agree with that as well. So look, everyone's agreeing, and I'm sure you'll go back in the green room and watch the rest of the show from backstage. You'll probably get a few more people as well. Oh yeah, look, someone else said, well said, breath of fresh air. How's that?
Thank you.
So there, you've got to come on again now. Carrie, thank you so much, and I'll see you real soon.
You will. Bye.
See you later, mate. So that's Carrie. She's lovely, and it's brilliant, I think, as you'll agree, to have female fans represented. We're going to be going with Matt, Max, and Josh. Josh, if you're all right, we're going on last, mate. Put your thumb up to come on. We're going to get Matt on next. Hello, Matt. How you doing?
Hello, Dave.
Absolutely.
First off, I want to say big up to Manny for the work he's done.
Manny and all of Manny's, as I said to him, he's like CEO of Samosa Inc. And he's got a massive team of people that all contribute either in making the samosas, producing them, or helping on the day. And then, of course, everyone that's donated. It's a massive team effort. And it's amazing for a fantastic cause, as we say, Dementia UK. Where have you watched the game today?
I was in NL5, and I just want to say I had 3 smash off money. I donated £3, and they were fantastic.
Oh, you enjoyed it? Fantastic.
I'm going to have to be quick because my phone's going to die. But my man of the match has got to be Kilman.
Kilman for you?
The lad's a colossus.
He is a colossus. I actually think
and I
he is a
saw a rather
colossus.
interesting video. I saw a rather interesting video of a Liverpool fan stealing a seat from our away end.
Oh, right, okay. Well, actually stealing the seat.
And I was, yes, actually stealing the seat, yes.
Well,
and I must say as well, everyone today in the 6th minute, absolutely impeccable for that little lad.
it was emotional, mate. It was
impeccable.
fantastic. Everyone in the ground stood up as well. Didn't just clap. Everyone stood, which was absolutely fantastic. As Jake says, the fans were superb today, and Star Stadium was rocking. Credit to everyone who came and showed support. Absolutely bang on. Casper says, can you get to a bit nearer the mic, please? Because we're struggling to hear you. That's better.
As well. As we all know, a certain Mr. Diogo Jota came back today, and it was his birthday. So he's going to be enjoying his birthday tonight. And
absolutely.
the fans had a bit of banter with him as well, booing him. It was like the pantomime villain that we all love to hate and hate to love.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think for 94 minutes, the performance was nothing like I've seen the last few games.
Much better.
It was just that one moment of magic that they took. Their one moment of magic and bang, it's in, and the win.
Absolutely. And of course, everyone was feeling sick. What would you give as your performance rating then?
Got to be at 8.5 again. Kind of carried it today. Absolutely superb. Took one literally for the team, as I said.
Be interesting to see that back on Match of the Day in a little while. And what's the next game you're at?
Got to say the guys are Watford Boxing Day.
You're at Watford, so you're looking forward to that, mate. And anything else you'd like to add before we move on to the next caller?
And I want to say a big up to Dan McNamara, who I spoke to 2 or 3 times today, and who's convinced me to go to the ladies tomorrow.
Yeah, Dan McNamara came, the Wolves women manager. Wolves women, of course, playing against Forest in the FA Cup tomorrow. So if you can get down, absolutely. He came over to Samosa store, had a good chat with him. Top bloke he is, and let's hope Wolves women do really well tomorrow. Matt, thanks ever so much for coming on, mate. Try and work on your mic for next time.
All right,
because your mic's a little bit in and out.
All right,
in terms of the sound. Thanks, mate.
All right, no problem. I'll try and sort that out.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And next up, we've got Max over in Australia. You need to turn your sound.
Sorry. Yeah, I forgot I'm muted. Yeah, Dave, how you going? Everything's good?
Are you over? Is it Melbourne where you are?
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne, Dave.
And have you managed to get in touch with Victoria Wolves?
Yeah, well, I have been looking at it, but not. I think I am looking to get in touch with them though. My dad's been looking into it as well. I think my dad's in the team as well.
And have you sent in your international fan reaction yet?
Oh no, I haven't, because I just got up about an hour ago. But I'll be doing it soon. Probably.
Yeah, get a good backdrop in landscape. 90 seconds, mate. So, what time was it there when you were watching the match?
Oh, the thing was, I had my alarm on for the game, but I didn't, for some reason, I don't know, I didn't feel like I heard it. So I think I missed the game.
You never missed the game?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what happened. I think I had my alarm on, and I didn't, and I woke up this morning and realised, well, how come it didn't go off? But I do.
What are you basing your assessment on of the game today, then, Max?
Well, I saw the highlights and all that, and I saw the stats, and I guess it was quite worrying. It was really unlucky for the boys today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I guess it's going to be difficult for you to really give your man of the match. And
I have been looking at Sky Sports and what they've thought of the game and the highlights. So I've kind of got an understanding, I guess. So I can speak about it. That's all right.
Well, Patrick Moran says his nephew is a policeman in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah, that's great to hear.
Oh, yeah, FA Cup draw. Casper, FA Cup draw on Monday. If you want me to do a live like I did last year, a live show to watch the FA Cup draw together, give me a Wolfhead, a gold heart, or a thumbs up in the comment section below. And we'll do, if you're all up for it, we'll cover the FA Cup draw live here on the channel, like the good old days, whether we did the watch-alongs last year. So let me know if you're up for doing that. So, Max, I mean,
Yes.
from what you've seen, what would you say your performance rating is?
Oh, I'd say like a 7.5 or an 8 in my opinion, because we almost drew the game against Liverpool. I thought our defense was really good, and the stuff Cody did, and and that save from him and all that, it was unbelievable. Until the 94th minute when Origi obviously scored. It really hurt.
It's heartbreaking,
just
gut wrenching.
Yeah.
As I put in my reaction, to be fair, it was a proper gut wrenching. That was.
Yeah. But it just shows, like, if we beat Norwich and Burnley, like, we would have been fifth still right now, which would have been so good. So yeah, those results hurt us even more now, if you could say it.
Absolutely. And from what you've seen, what were you going with your man of the match?
Oh, I probably want to give it to Cody as well. Agree with some of the other people. I think, yeah, he just had a great game. He did a captain's thing today. He really had a captain's game. He stood up for the team, and yeah, it was just a great performance from him. Very proud.
Absolutely. I've got a question here from Josh, who's coming on next. He's chuckling in the green room in the background. Max, will you be watching the Ashes on the 8th? Because I think Josh
the Ashes. I might actually watch it. I do not mind. I haven't really watched cricket before, but I might start getting into it really. Since I've been watching a lot of other sports recently, I might get into the cricket, do it, because I do know a couple of my mates who watch it. He's going to the game in Adelaide, I think.
Of course, it's the Ashes start, doesn't it? Very soon. And there's another question that was asked: are you out of lockdown in Melbourne now?
Yeah, we are. We've been living pretty good right now. Like, it's been a couple of months, I've obviously just finished school for the year, so I'm on summer break, and yeah, we've just been out of lockdown. People have been out pubs last night because I was at a A-League game.
Yeah.
You heard of the A-League in Australia, our football league.
And who's your A-League soccer team?
Melbourne City.
Melbourne. Are they any good?
Yeah, well, not last night though. We lost 1-0 to another team in sort of in Melbourne, but yeah, we were disappointed last night. But we're the reigning champions though.
You can't be too bad in Australian football then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it the what's the guy who's the super fast runner? I can't think of his name. Didn't he come down and try and get into Australian football? Bolt, Usain Bolt.
Bolt, yeah. I remember he played for, I think, the Mariners. The team of Mariners he played for. And Daniel Sturridge? He plays in the league. He plays for Perth Glory.
Daniel Sturridge played for Wolves,
Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well.
Yeah, he had a score. I think, if I'm correct, when he came to Wolves, went on a scoring run. I remember that. He couldn't stop scoring, I think.
Yeah,
apparently, as well, from Carl Whitehouse, Andy Keogh now plays in the A-League. He is another Wolves striker.
I'll have a look. See where he plays for. Who's he play for? He plays for Perth as well.
Oh,
so,
interesting. Interesting. So just remind everyone what attracted you to Wolves.
What attracted me with Wolves again? I don't know. I really liked the club. I just enjoyed, it was a team. I like the colours. As you said, like the last time I was on, I like the colours. I like the kits. And yeah, I just really liked the team. And it was a team that wasn't too big, but it was a team that had a good supporter base. And I was like, yeah, this is a great club. Why not support it?
100% right, mate. 100% right. And will you be watching the Man City game?
Oh yeah, fun fact. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my uncle's house because I've got an uncle and he goes for Man City, so I'm gonna watch the game with him.
Oh, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Top man. And what time is it there at the moment?
8:49 a.m.
8:49 a.m. It's crazy to think. And what's the weather like? Just show. Can you show us the outside at the moment? Can you show us with your camera what the weather's like outside?
Can you see that? Yeah, it's really sunny outside.
Get a bit closer, Max. Let's see outside that window.
Can you still see that?
I can see the blinds. Yeah, we can't see outside.
Oh, yeah, I'll move it. 1 sec, I'll move it up.
This is live entertainment. Max in his room in Melbourne, Australia, is going to just show us, because it's raining and cold here, what we're missing out on right now. And he's going to show us that, oh, look, we can see blue skies, I think.
Sorry.
Hold on.
There we go.
Growing. Oh, look at this. I think we can just about see the blue skies. I think he's going to pick the laptop up and show us.
Yeah, all right. And yeah, that's kind of the weather right now. It's very sunny outside right now. Obviously, it's summertime here.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
There you have it. It's 10 to 9 in the morning, and it's probably, 20-something degrees?
Yeah, it is. Been pretty warm recently, Dave.
Yeah. And Jake said bright and sunny in California too. Australia coming summer season, absolutely.
Yep.
And Stuart Slogan, the weather looks terrible there, Max. Katie says she's so jealous.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Max, an absolute pleasure to have you on again, mate. And thanks for all you do in helping with the international fan reaction. And
of course, Dave. Very happy with it.
Absolutely brilliant. Have a great day.
Yeah, have a good one, and I'll send it in soon. Always Wolves, everyone. Everyone, have a good night. See you guys next week.
Take care, Max.
Take care, Dave.
So, excuse me. That's Max. Katie has declared she's moving until spring. Wayne, who is quite cynical, says it's blue sky, mate. It's not a rare. You get blue sky in the Luke. Blue sky at the moment over here means it's really, really cold, and we've got ice. 15 degrees in Melbourne just before 9 a.m. But MJ Wolves ever jealous, rather be here in the pouring rain down Molyneux. Absolutely right. And our last contributor today, friend of the show, we met down at the samosa store today. Hi, Josh.
You're right.
Hello, mate. How are you?
All good. All good. Yourself?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. I've still got the old samosas tea on from
wearing it with pride.
Before the game. Where did you watch? What stand were you in today?
South Bank in my seat again.
Absolutely. And how did you feel about the game throughout? I mean, as the game panned out, and
I thought we marshalled them really, really well. But every time I was worried about the midfield three because Fabinho, the unit he is, he lets Thiago and Henderson do what they want. He sits in the middle. But I think we marshalled the midfield three and the front three perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adrian has complimented you on your tree.
The one that was my dad was putting up with my mum earlier. That's why we went to the game.
Well, mate, I'll tell you what, it's good. You've got a good backdrop there. I think you're right. I think we did a good job. Generally, I think all the Wolves fans at the end, we were very proud of the team, the way they played. Okay, we didn't create much going forward today. And there's one thing I'd like to see is this, scoring more goals, because that's what Bruno has bought into. But you're playing a Liverpool team that was scoring for fun, and up until 40 seconds to go, we were going away with another 0-0 and a brilliantly earned, as Jack said, a well-earned point. Yeah. Maybe not deserved, but earned.
Yeah, he was right. I've never heard someone explain like that before. When Jack said that earlier, when you think about it like that, it is right, really.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he put it across really well, to be fair.
It was just gut-wrenching. The thing is, as soon as Divock Origi come on, I just thought to myself, here we go. You just knew at some point he'd creep up.
The thing that I was Origi, but when Ait-Nouri went off, I was like, because he had got Salah and all that side in his pocket. He'd played so well his position all game, and when he went off, I was like, he shut him out. And Hoover,
I don't think what helped either was the and I know my brother called it before the sub happened about bringing Adama off and bringing Moutinho on. I turned to my brother and said, why do we want to do that? Because it'll allow Alexander-Arnold and Robertson to get further forward down the wings because we'll go narrow, and he exactly did that.
It did. And Hoover was, I don't think he was quite up to the pace of the game. You know, he's a good player. I know he's ex-Liverpool, so he would have been thrilled coming on and playing. But I don't think that goal would have happened had Ait-Nouri still been on the pitch fit.
No. I think he'd have marshalled Salah down that left-hand side and kept him at bay.
He was brilliant. And as I say, someone's pointed out he's only 19, he is as well. So he's got so much more to come. We'll have to wait and see what happens with him in terms of like his fitness. Like Casper's said it there, Hooper didn't sweep up. It was Barry said gut wrenching is exactly what it was, Josh, and that was the title. I don't know if you watched my instant reaction after the game yet. That's what I put as my capitals, gut wrenching, because it was gut wrenching. But I did come out, although we lost late on, I wasn't devastated because the performance was generally really good. I came out feeling a lot happier about the performance that I had done against Norwich and against Burnley, even though we lost the game.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a brilliant team performance today, and even Adama suited them all the way we played today. I thought, whereas against Burnley the other night, he just felt like he was out on a limb all the time. Whereas tonight, I thought he was a bit more team based.
No, he did. He was an outlet for us, wasn't he? He was the clear outlet, and he did cause a lot of trouble. And he gave Liverpool something to think about. Yeah. Obviously, Trincao came on again. I don't know what he did when he come on.
To be fair, saying that, Dave, I don't remember him coming on the pitch.
It was a bit Mr. Cellophane again, wasn't he, today? Yeah. You know, Trincao. And he came on, and Wang wasn't.
No, he's gone a bit
really
quiet.
Make an impact on the game. I mean, Jimenez was putting himself about and getting involved. He giving everything. I didn't quite see that from Wang today.
There was one move in the first half, in the first 15 minutes. I think that was about it, down the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's got ability and he's got something, and I think he'd be a good acquisition. But I don't know if you've got someone like Pedro Neto. Yeah, when we've got him back, because he's so direct, when we get him back, he's gonna make a big difference. But people have got to set their expectations down with him because he's been out long-term injured. Yeah, it's going to take him a while to get fully back. He ain't going to be Pedro Neto as he was. It's going to take him probably 4 to 6 weeks when he comes back to get anywhere near where he on the pace of everything, because he's been out long-term injured. Daniel Podence again would have given us a different option because I do think he's tricky.
I was gutted when he wasn't announced in the Burnley team on Wednesday night, because against West Ham, did he miss Norwich as well, Podence?
Yeah, he was out for Norwich.
Yeah,
because he had a great game against West Ham. He was out for Norwich, and we missed him in that game as well. Yeah, he was out for Burnley, and I reckon if he'd have been fit for Burnley, we would have definitely won that game, because he would have got inside the lines, inside the space. He makes something happen out of nothing. You saw against West Ham how he swiveled and turned and got that shot. He'll make something happen, and he's got that low centre of gravity, and he's crossing in his vision. The way he's got the composure to pick a player out, like the goal that he scored for the Raul scored. And obviously he was on the bench today as an option, but Bruno resisted the temptation to bring him on. I think had we been, if it had been a Burnley game and he'd have been fit, I think he would have brought him on. Yeah. But because we were holding on for the point, I think that's the reason he didn't bring him on.
Yeah, that's what my brother said. He said the same. I said, why has he not brought Podence on? And my brother, who is always the voice of reason when it comes to substitutes and the teams are playing, because it's Liverpool, we'll take the point.
Andy Saunders has questioned, do we have a date when Neto's back? He's rumoured to be January, isn't it? But do you think there's a sneaky opportunity you might get back before then as a surprise?
I think it's a risk if we do. We've seen it with other players in the past, didn't we? But I think they've said the back end of January, because I think he's in some sort of light training, whether that be in the gym, but I don't think he's nowhere near at the moment physically with the first 11 at Compton. A bit like Johnny at the moment. I think Johnny's now outdoors on his own and slowly coming back. But I think Neto's in the gym phase at the moment, still coming through from what I've seen and read.
There's a little bit of an argument going on in the chat here that I've been watching about Semedo. I mean, we've got Wolves F1. Think about Semedo. I think he's lost again. Too many easy balls. Doesn't contribute to anyone's opinion. Casper's saying Semedo had Robertson and Mane in his pocket and finally looks to Barcelona with player we were expecting. Bit of a debate. Where do you sit on Semedo right now?
I've always stuck with him. I know he had his blunders last year, and there's been a few mishaps this year, but not as many as what we saw last year. But I've always backed him, and we always get. I think it's because a few people around us have a moan at him, and me and my brother are always saying 9 times out of 10 he's left out because the Darm's not tracking back, and he's on his own, or he's not being covered, or he has run out of position, not run back quick enough. But I back him, to be fair. I think he has been playing well the last few weeks. And I think
he's defensively he's improved.
Yeah, I think people pick him out. Him and Dendoncker. I think they pick them two out a bit. To be fair, especially round by me, a few people single them pair out. Yet when they do something good, you hear nothing off them.
No, but I thought both wing backs today did incredibly well. I thought on both sides. I thought Semedo was really good.
Yeah,
and I think he has been a lot better. I think it's obviously something they've been working on. And Nate Norrie, as we say, was absolutely fantastic as well. I mean, you know, if you were to pick any faults at the performance today, what would you pick?
I mean, the one glaring one, and to me, he had a fantastic game today, was Jose Sarr when he come running out. I don't think he needed to come running out. Even when I watched it back, I look at it and I think, well, you had Sace there, you had Cody as cover.
Oh, for the goal that Jota nearly scored.
Yeah, the Jota should have buried.
He should have. But it's a rare mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was a case of Sace and Sarr come. There was a slight knock between them.
Mixed up and then he nicked it through him. Yeah, I thought that was a sure goal. I've got to say, I thought, oh my god, it's a sure goal. I mean, you in the South Bank, is that right?
Yeah,
you must have been. That's a sure goal.
Yeah, how did you feel when that was happening and then it didn't go in? It was blocked. I think me and my brother jumped up as if we'd scored. The way it didn't go in, it was just my hands were in the air. Like it was just like. It was,
and then the whole of Molineux singing for Connor Cody. It was so loud. That's probably the loudest that the Connor Cody song's ever been sang.
Yeah. It was that was. I thought he played brilliant today. I thought there's little things creeping into his game now, which you look and thinking before he got England call ups. I was thinking since he got England call ups, his blocks and quick touches he's getting out the way of other players on the opposition team that I've never seen him do before, and it's something he's added to his game with these like last ditch blocks or interceptions through balls that we never really saw him do for a while, and then he started doing them this year in the back end.
Do you not think that having Kilman next to him has helped?
I think it has.
Because Kilman reads the game so well, and he's such an aerial presence as well. And I think it's helped Soyis as well, because he seems to have cut some of the mistakes out of his game.
You don't see Cody having to there was a few times last year where he'd be by the sideline sweeping a ball out, and you haven't really seen him do that much this season. So I think you've got the two that are side of him that have stabilised quite well.
I still think we need to bring a defender in January, though. We can.
I think if Bruno wants to go to a back four,
I think do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he can get that defender in. As the season progresses, I can see him switching to a back four at times.
I think he wants to do it.
Trialing it out, and because I think ultimately he wants to go that way. But I think he's got the team playing reasonably well with the back three. We haven't been as offensive as we were early season. I mean, the first 3 or 4 games of the season, I couldn't believe how I was so like...
The difference.
Well, yeah, I was just like watching the game. I never felt like we lost the 3 games, but I never felt worried at any time. Now it's a bit more needs must, and I just think he hasn't got the personnel he wants just yet. So I think he's going in the right direction. He's been going on about getting points because he knows this difficult period coming up. We nearly grinded out another point today. And what are you expecting for City away? Are you going to that one?
Yeah, got me match tickets and train tickets to that one, 8:30 start. up to Manchester, and then
You going on the train?
yeah, jump into Wolverhampton, jump on the train. It's only just over an hour on the train, which ain't too bad. So
Absolutely.
we should be should be a
I
good
might
day.
be able to drag you on for extra time for that one as well. Then as we're going to be
Yeah.
there. So your performance rating and your man of the match?
I'd give it an 8. Although we lost, I'd give it an 8 because I just think all in all, as a team, I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
And I thought if we'd have got the point, like Jack said, we'd have earned the point.
Yeah.
Because we played as if it was, and then obviously 94th minute. But man of the match for me, I say most weeks about Max Kilman, but I think Jose
Sarr. Great save he made in the second half.
Down your end, that one save he pushed around the bar from
I've got that on camera as well, so it'll be in the match vlog. So look out for that.
Save.
It's a great save. And he made one mistake. He just looks imperious at the back.
Yeah.
He looks, I feel like he can save anything. Okay, he didn't save the goal. You know, it was like a yard out, and Origi's pivoted and turned, and it's gone in the back of the net. But like his shot stopping, and he's always looking for the out ball. He's always looking to get the play out. He's comfortable on the ball, you know, as almost as a keeper sweeper as well.
He's refreshing to watch, I think. He
commands his area well.
Yeah.
You know,
and there was a couple of decisions like against Burnley in the midweek where he's come out for the ball, and I've turned to my brother and said, Rui wouldn't have come that far out.
I'll tell you what made me smile. First off, there's a ball through from Liverpool. It's coming. It's just out his head, and he heads the ball out to the right.
I literally, as soon as that ball went in the air, I shouted, "Edit!" Because he had
he didn't just head it though. He headed it and passed it.
Placed it,
which is amazing. Oh look, we've got someone here. Buenos Aires. We haven't got an international fan from Argentina. So if you drop me an Instagram, Dazzling Dave without the G, we can get you on from Argentina. That would be amazing. Adrian agrees about Sarr, but he's a bit of a nutter.
Yeah. If you watch him, he's like watching, and I've said it about Pickford for years. If you watch Jordan Pickford when he gets the ball, he gets really jittery and starts jumping, and Sarr's exactly the same. If you watch him,
mate, when we scored against West Ham, when we scored against West Ham, he was going absolutely nuts, jumping around and stuff like that. I love to see that from the keeper.
But they do say you've got to be nuts to be a goalkeeper. And he definitely is.
And considering he's Portuguese, he's as white as a sheet.
He looks Scottish. No offense to anybody who's Scottish.
He doesn't look Portuguese, does he? He's as white as a sheet. Absolutely fantastic. And a positive to finish off on?
I just had the performance in all. I thought as a unit today, we looked defensive. Let's be honest, it was always going to be a defensive display against Liverpool. And I thought we pulled it off, obviously apart from the goal. But I thought it worked well. And like just the back five in general, I just thought the way they marshalled, I think we kept the middle, obviously Jota in the first half, he kept him quiet. And we kept Mane and Salah quiet.
Yeah.
I think defensively as a unit today, that has got to be obviously apart from the goal. We've done really well. The defence looks sound for the last few games, and we can't knock it.
And do you think we can get anything out of City next week?
Going on to, I'd take another draw. A draw away at City would be a good result. If we can get a win, like we did against West Ham, I'll be over the moon.
It's going to be tough away at the Etihad. They're another team that's on fire. They battered Watford in the first half. They should have been 7-0 up.
Yeah,
but you always live in hope, don't you, that we can do it. We were unlucky today. I think to finish up, I deserved a point. Maybe not on the balance of play and shots, but earned the point 100%. I think we did, but we didn't get it, and that's why the teams like Liverpool. And Man United of all used to get these late goals, and that's how they won titles. And we're not quite at top 6 level yet.
No.
But hopefully, if we can, retain our best players as Bruno wants to do, and we can strengthen, we can get towards that. I know we sort of flirt with top 6, and we've been 6, but I think it's how we come out how we come out of December. And where we're at when we come out of December. If we can, pick up a few more points along the way, because I think we need about 38 points to be completely safe in the Premier League. We've got 21 points from how many games? Is it 15 games?
50, I think it is 15 now, I think, isn't
15 games, which is good. That's the first priority, is to get past that thing and then, push to see where we can get. A lot of people were thinking early season, we're going to be, struggling to get, around about 15th to 14th. I've said all along, I believe we can finish top half, and I still believe that. And I think, if we can come out of December still around the, that top half position, there or thereabouts, and who's to say we can't go on and push for a European place? Who's to know?
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. But a long way to go. We've got 21 points. We'll be able to see Connor Cody's. I'm sure they'll talk about that on Match of the Day, surely. And hopefully they'll have a few positives to say about Wolves' performance today, because Liverpool, as we say, are a class team, one of the world's best club teams in anywhere in the world at the moment. And for 94 minutes, we were coming away with a point, but it's ended up 1-0. All right, thanks to everyone that's tuned in the chat. Please smash a like on the video. Check out my instant fan reaction on the YouTube channel. The match vlog and international fan reaction will be out in the next day or two. We'll also be doing a live FA Cup draw on Monday evening, so tune into that. Maybe we'll have a couple of guests coming on to watch the draw with me or not. I don't know. If you fancy that, let me know who you want to come on. And thank you for joining, Josh. Thanks to all of the guys that have come on today. Carrie making a debut. I thought Carrie did well, Josh, today. Coming on with a debut.
I thought she did well. It was she explained. I thought she had good opinions, to be fair.
She did well. It's always good. And thanks for everyone that supported Samosa Saturday. Until the next one, always Wolves.